JoJo, welcome back to Us
Thank
Weekly.
you.
It's so good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I almost didn't recognize you. You're not in your fur ball.
I know. I'm like the blankets, and there I am back there.
I love it. How's your Fashion Week experience been like so far?
Honestly, it's been so fun. This is my first one. Okay, technically, when I was a kid, I did a show, and I walked in some like little baby one, but it wasn't, not this. It was so fun. I genuinely didn't know what to expect. I had the greatest time. It was a ball.
So did you give the designer a heads up that that's what you were going to be?
So he actually decided it. Christian Cowan, he is amazing. I did his podcast earlier, and we became friends, and then he invited me to the show, and he sent me this outfit that was so cool, and I was like, yes, I love it, but I can't wear it. And he was like, why? And I was like, because it's too cool. I need something that's a little weird. And so then he sent me the ball, and I was like, that's perfect.
That's perfect. And the boots as well?
The boots were actually my choice.
Okay.
Randomly enough, the boots were kind of an accident. So I keep all of my like fun costumey type of clothes at my studio.
Okay.
And I went to my studio to get a pair of shoes to match the ball because all my good boots are there. And I get home and I realized that I had not grabbed any pair of boots. I grabbed everything I was supposed to grab at the studio except for the pair of boots. And then my mom had randomly ordered me these 2 pairs of shoes that were outside my house for like a month because I was like, she needs to stop ordering stuff to my house. Like she'll send these big boxes of things. So then I was like, wait, I wonder, she did say those were boots. Let me open them. And I found those. And I was like, oh my God, they're perfect.
Perfect. It was an absolute perfection.
Meant to be.
I love that so much. Are you having fun playing with fashion?
I am. It's been so fun. It's been so fun to see how crazy can we go, how weird can we get, how messed up can we be. It's been a ball.
It's been a ball. What have the past, 2 months since your EP came out? Congratulations.
Thank you.
What have the past couple months been like for you?
Honestly, it's been amazing. Yeah. It's been so much fun. It's been a whirlwind for sure. Yeah. I got to do all of the prides throughout the summer and go on a little pride tour.
Love that.
And that was, it felt so good to be home again. You know what I mean? Being on stage, it was my first time since 2022. And so it was like, it was a long break, but it was so good to be back. And now have the new music out and to see how it's performed and how it's done and see the differences. And now it's like in Poland, it's going crazy, which is wild. My family on my dad's side can't believe it because they're the Polish side. And so it's been so fun.
It's been a whirlwind.
It really has been.
The world watches every move that you make.
Every single one.
And what I love about you is that you just don't really care.
At all, because I always say I've just grown up in it, right? And they have since I've been a youngster. And so to be now older, right? I'm not old, but to be older, it's what I'm used to. Sure. But when I really sit down and think of it, I'm like, damn, they really care about everything.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. Well, did you know, like, releasing this EP, you knew that it was going to raise some eyebrows?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I know every single time I walk out the house, I'm gonna raise some sort of eyebrow. You know what I mean? It's a wild thought and a wild concept. And it's always the like, what am I gonna do or say that people are gonna chomp at? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll be on a carpet doing an interview and I'll be asked a question and I'll answer the question and then all of a sudden that's the next scandal of my career.
Sure, yeah.
And like sometimes I leave the interview being like the perfect example is the, I don't know if you ever saw the whole Dream Guest on my podcast clip. I was at iHeart, and I already wore the Breeze costume, so that was the talk of the town there. And then all of a sudden I was doing this interview, and it was the last interview on the carpet, and they were like, Dream Guest on your podcast, and it was an iHeart interview, and I was like, ooh, good question, because I have a podcast, they want to promote it, like, I get it. Then I couldn't think of a Dream Guest quick enough, so I was like, what would be funny? Like, oh, one of my exes, duh.
Right.
And all of a sudden, that clip is the one that, like, exploded the internet, and I was like, okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
How did you get that mentality though, where you're like, you know what, did you kind of let things roll off your shoulder a little bit?
I think.
And do you?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Honestly, I look at the people that came before me and that I'm inspired by, Miley, Gaga, Freddie Mercury, and obviously at some point they were human, right? They were human and they had feelings, but I think you didn't see them on social media, and so they just seemed like they were these perfect, they didn't give a shit what anybody said, you know what I mean? And Gaga wearing a meat suit, I'm sure she was upset that people, were hating on it, but you didn't see that. And so to me, it's kind of like an illusion, like they never cared, so why should I? You know, even if they maybe did, you never saw it.
I love that.
Thank you.
Do you feel like, were there people around you that were like, maybe you shouldn't push it this far? Or is everybody kind of embracing this next stage in your career?
A little bit of both. The people in my life embrace it. The people in my life get it. They support it. They understand it.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't kind of gets shipped up and shipped out. You know what I mean?
I love
like,
that.
oh, want my bus ticket out of here, but like you're always welcome back. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I question if people close to me judge me. I really question that a lot. I'm like, what do they actually
Because those
think?
are the
What do
people
they
you care about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, there's no way that they're like, they don't think I'm a little weird. You know what I mean? But then I take it for what it's worth, and I have to realize and I have to believe people when they show me who they are. And the people that are good in my life, they truly show me who they are.
Yeah. Have you had to ship out a lot of people?
I think naturally and gradually. There's never been like a moment, right, where I've been like, ow, screw you, you're out.
Yeah.
But there's just kind of been like natural changes where people just kind of distance themselves, or I distance myself, and it just is natural. It's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's true. What is the phrase? People are in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So
Exactly.
It's kind of how it goes. What song do you feel like perfectly represents you right now?
Oh my God, me right now? There's so many.
Yeah.
What song perfectly represents me? Ooh! Okay. There's a song on my EP called Balance Baby. And I would say Balance Baby because it really is like a true representation of my life. And it's all about how in life, you can be this and you can be that.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And do you feel like you're kind of torn sometimes between this and that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I know that's kind of an awful answer to give, but it's always interesting to me, like when I feel the feeling of like, I'm on a carpet or I'm at Fashion Week, right? But something is going on in my personal life that no one would ever know about.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in my personal life having the best time, just having a sweet date night with my girlfriend, and then all of a sudden something's blowing up on the internet. You know what I mean? It's like, that's always kind of a weird feeling for me.
Yeah. Have you had, like, the Mileys and the Gagas, have they reached out to you and given you that advice? I know you sat down with Demi Lovato for her docuseries, too.
Yeah, so excited. Demi's been an amazing support. Miley has reached out a lot and has been so sweet, and that's freaking incredible.
Yeah.
Gaga and I, we share the same choreographer and creative director.
Cool.
And Richie has done her career for years, and he's done mine now for also years, which is crazy. It's been since I was 14, which is so scary. It's now been 7 years. But Gaga herself has never, but he called me one day and he was like, JoJo, nice, I talked to our girl about you. And I was like, I was losing my mind because I love her.
Yeah.
And he was like, she just wants you to know she knows you, she loves you, she thinks you're great. And I was like, Richard, you're making my dreams right now.
I love that so much. What did Miley say to you?
Miley, I wish I could share the text that I have, not from her, but from her assistant. Actually, I could share a little bit of it without telling you the context of it. Hold on. This will be better than I won't quote anything that doesn't mean. JoJo, love to see you out there crushing it. You're slaying the day always, honey. I live for you. You've also made me realize how badly I need dance lessons. These moves are giving, girl. And then this is the part that I can't talk about. And then she said, loving you, rooting for you, cheering you on from the sidelines forever, Miley. So her assistant sent me that, saying from Miley. And then I replied to that and then the thing that I can't talk about. But
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It's got to feel really good to have people like that have been through the same thing that you've been through in your corner.
So what was crazy about that is on that day, I was having a rough time wrapping my head around my career. And all of a sudden I woke up to that text and I was like, if Miley freaking Cyrus can send that and feel that and say that, yes.
Yes. Did you feel like you were going through an identity crisis at any point? Like kind of shedding the JoJo of before? Or did this feel like a gradual transition to you?
I feel like the last year of my kid life, right? I feel like that was my identity crisis, right? And then I feel like I kind of found it.
Right.
And then I feel like I'm really lucky at the very end of... Okay, wait, no, I'm lying right now. But the end of my kid life, fine. Kind of was confused. Then I came out, took the bow out of my head, felt good about myself. Then I went on Dancing with the Stars and I got real feminine, right? Real feminine. And I was like, okay, this is the vibe. Then I cut my hair and I was like, okay, that's this. And then I didn't really know who I was or where I was. And then at the end of 2023. It was like we filmed Karma, and I met one of my best friends now, G Flip.
Yep.
And seeing G Flip for the first time we actually met in person was at their concert in LA, and they had me perform their song Gay for Me with them. But watching them perform, I finally was like, wait, that's the human that I want to be. Like that look, that aura. And so really at the end of 2023, seeing them, I was like, damn, I finally, like, I showed my mom, I was like, for carpets, like, look how Flip dresses on carpets. And then we've just grown really close throughout 2024. This tattoo is actually...
I kind of see, like, the G-Flip vibe.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I was a little too inspired, and we've laughed about it before. But I definitely think that it's cool to have somebody to look up to, and I think it's even cooler when they're a friend in your life and you get to know them personally.
Totally.
And you get to see not just what they look like, but actually how they're a really, really good human. Yeah. But what I was gonna say is this is a tattoo with, so it's Flip and then Herbie, which is their childhood best friend, but we've all kind of become a trio. And we had this yes day in New York. It was right after I went out off of a breakup, and I was really sad. So I came to New York to see them, and we all just hung out, and we had a yes day. So then, like, literally 3 days ago, I got a tattoo, and Flip drew the Y, Herbie drew the E, and then I drew the S, and then it's my little...
cool. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. So that's awesome.
So they saved me from my identity crisis. Thank God.
And do you feel like you have been able to kind of avoid the pitfalls of the child? Because, you know, you got a lot of people talking when you were swigging the vodka bottle on stage. And so do you feel like you are able to avoid those pitfalls?
I mean, look, a 21-year-old taking a shot is normal. You know what I mean? That's a very normal
But like
thing.
you said, everything you do.
Of course. Everything I do is thought out and strategic. I think I have good enough people around me that I won't fall. And if I would have already. I had a friend in my life who's still one of my very, very, very best friends say to me, like, look, you're in this world. There's gonna be a table of any drug you want in front of you. If you want to try it, you call me. You call me, and we will go to your house, and you and I will sit there, and you can try whatever you want. And I will make sure you are safe. I'll make sure you're doing it right, and I will make sure you are fine after. And I was like, okay, one, we don't have to ever worry about that. Like, I don't want to ever try it. But I have people in my life that aren't going to sit with me and be like, oh, you should try this. It's really fun. You know what I mean? And
they have your best interest.
That's the best part about having friends that are, my literal 3 best friends are 31, 31, and 32. 30, 30, and 31. Like, it's...
Right, you don't have to worry about it.
They don't want to party like that anymore. It's great. It's perfect.
And everybody has the best interest for you.
Everybody really does. It's unreal. And they're all scared of my mom. Everyone in my life is scared of my mom, including me.
I love that too. But I'm sure sometimes it does get a little frustrating. We saw you, kind of go after a heckler at one of your concerts. Yeah, the
little dickweed that booed me. Okay, honestly, that was kind of funny because I was New York City Pride, and I was giving my speech, and truthfully, my friends were there. Tyler was there, the person who drew this E, Herbie, she was there. My brother was there. My dad was there. My label was there. And I was giving my speech, and I was like, this speech is disastrous right now. I was like, I got to get to the next song. Then all of a sudden, someone booed me, and I was like, oh, I got to run now with this one. But it wasn't funny. Like, I wasn't really nailing it. And then all of a sudden, because I was nervous, and then all of a sudden, I got booed, and I was like, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can move on from what I was doing.
Yep, I can run with this now for a second.
I love that so much. That's so funny. And I also love that you seem like you're in a really happy relationship now too.
The happiest. She is the loveliest human being, Miss Tequila.
Yeah, I know that you said before, I think back in April, that you were kind of scared to maybe get into another relationship. That, the last one was very public. Maybe you wanted to make things a little bit more private. So how do you kind of find that balance now?
It's interesting. I definitely, after my last super public relationship, was very set on no more public relationships. And I kept that. I kept that. And I had a relationship that I didn't keep public. And then I had a few people that I talked to that I didn't keep public. And it was good. That was fine. And then all of a sudden, once I fell for Tequila, I was like, wait, this is what it feels like? And I didn't care anymore about it being public or not, because I felt and I feel so secure in her love, our love, and it has nothing to do with public and the publicity. And, it's like, I even was a little guilty of wait, if I did this TikTok with my partner, that would get a lot of views. I was guilty of that, as were my partners, and small things and little things and big things. I mean, I straight up had one of my partners tell my best friend, oh yeah, I'm just with JoJo because it's good for my views. Like someone literally told my best friend that, and I was like, are you stupid? Like, did you not think my best friend would tell me? And so, but with the Kayla, it's more just like, oh my God, babe, let's do this TikTok. It's hilarious. And we don't post them. You know what I mean? Or if one's funny, I'll be like, oh my God, you should post that. And she'll be like, all right, cool, I will. Like it's so healthy. It's so good. It's been great. That's
great. That's awesome. Because you said like, it was hard for you to find somebody that was able to kind of love both sides of you.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. It definitely is interesting. And for me, so our relationship started, she kind of had, she super had a fever crush on me. And we met on a TV show filming and nothing obviously during the TV show. And it was months after. But on the TV show, she was actually very open about her crush on me. And she was open to me about her crush on me, but it was very much so, she's tall and smells good type of crush, right? That was the vibe. And so I, you know, I'm a very quick mover. Obviously that's kind of a gay thing, but it's natural for me. And so when I started to talk with Kayla and we got a little more talky serious, I told everyone in my life, I was like, wait, I'm actually kind of excited because she has a fever crush. She has she's tall and smells good. This is gonna last 2 nights, and then like that's it. She's not gonna be into it anymore because she's gonna learn the shit about my life. Like that crush is gonna go away.
Yeah.
But that crush, we actually, so we have these cute little promise rings, and hers is engraved with something, and mine's engraved with Forever Crush because she was like, I want you to know that little crush that it started is never going away.
I love that so much. I know motherhood is very important to you.
Super.
Is marriage important to you too?
It never was.
No?
It never was. Okay. And now all of a sudden, it took this one special girl to walk into my life, and now I'm like, I can't wait to get married. We plan our opening number all the time. It's not a first dance, it's an opening number. Like
That's awesome.
Yeah, she definitely has changed my perspective on that. But I do tell her all the time, I'm like, look, babe, you and my mom, I will pay for it. You and my mom get a planet. I was like,
hands off here.
Yeah, I was like, I will write the check. You guys plan it. That's all you. But yeah, no, that is definitely important to me now.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, you also did say that the next person that you wanted to be with, because your motherhood is imminent for you. Like
yes.
This is something that you really
Super.
Want. That person that you're with had to also be on board.
Yes.
How does she feel about it?
She's on board. Obviously, we're both very young, and she's even younger than I am. She's just about to turn 19. And so I told her, like, I always bring up the Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy conversation right away in a relationship. Because not in the sense of like, hey, so like, just so you know, I'm ready to have kids. But like, it'll be something soft. We'll be in Target, and I'll be like, oh man, I can't wait to have kids. Like 3 more years. And just see what the person would say. And she was always like, oh yeah, kids are gonna be so fun to have. And like, that was just kind of like when we were like first talking. And now obviously that we're more serious, it is definitely a more serious conversation. But I'm like, we'll visit that after. Like, we'll get married and then we'll visit that. But I told her, I remember we had a conversation. This was like right before we were like serious. And I was like, look, I do want you to know, like, I really am falling for you. I was like, but I also want you to know, like, I have a super strong maternal instinct, and I really want kids, and I want to do young life with kids. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care if that means that I have a baby and later in life you adopt. I don't care if that means that I have a baby and you don't adopt. I don't care if that means we have a baby together. I was like, but like, in less than 5 years, I do want to have a baby in my life. And we had a great conversation about it. And let's just say, needless to say, little Freddie, Eddie, or Teddy will be here in the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years. Yeah. And have you decided which avenue you wanted to go with that, or is that still TBD?
I mean, it's still TBD. She's a dancer, and so she has a big dance career ahead of her. She does want to carry children. I definitely don't want to carry children. But if she's down at the time when we decide that we're ready, I would go for it, girl. Do your thing. Like, here's your egg. Have fun. But yeah, no, I'm open to anything. I think there's so many options now, which is crazy. We're super, super blessed. I'm super, super blessed to have all the different options. Yeah. Obviously, you can't predict the future, but you know, I can predict that the future is going to be great.
Yeah, it is. Are you going to save all the bows?
Oh, of course. I have saved one of everything of all of my products for my kid one day.
I love that so much.
Yeah, she will definitely be wearing. I also, you'll get a kick out of this. I planned to when the baby's, being baked, to not really tell anybody. Okay. And then all of a sudden send my friends a picture of the baby, but it looks like them. Okay. The kid looks like them. So it's like their newborn photo shoot. They're dressed in like whatever my peers wear.
That's so funny.
I think it's so cute.
So you've kept a lot of the bows then?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have all of them. Have all of them. Little Freddie's ready for her bows.
I love that. And are you keeping up with Dance Moms and things like that?
I am. Of course. Dance Moms, Dancing with the Stars. I keep up with all of it.
You're keeping up with all of it. I love it. I know you said you'd love to go back to Dancing with the Stars, right?
Count me in. Literally tomorrow.
Literally tomorrow.
If they ever did an all-star season, Dina, the executive producer of the show, she knows that I will answer that call faster than she will call it.